rope. Let's just get right into it today because we are joined back by the one and only Psychic Robin.
Hey, hey, everyone.
What's going on? How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. Trying to stay indoors as to not get sick, as we were talking about with the flu. So I hope everybody who's watching is healthy and happy and keeping themselves hydrated and away from anybody who is coughing. Just stay away from people.
So many people in New York City are sick. Like I was telling you, my
Aw.
concierge was out for like days and she wants me to come down and say hi to her today. And I'm like, I have no time in my schedule to get sick. I just don't have
Yeah.
time.
Oh, it's not fun.
And everyone who wants a reading, I could say go to Psychic Source. We still have $20 for the first 35 minutes. And for everyone who wants a second reading, you get 50% off well, all you have to do is enter code VELVET. If you pay $50 for the second reading, you get $25 free. And if you pay 30, you get $15 for free.
Very
These are all
good.
good deals. So everybody needs a reading. I would get a reading every hour on the hour, like I say, and I really do mean that. Who doesn't want to know about themselves? I don't know. Some people, I guess, don't, but I don't know.
Well,
Does that mean I'm a
no.
narcissist that I would love to just sit and hear about myself all
Uh-uh.
day?
No, that does not make you a narcissist. That makes you human because as humans, sometimes do you see the orb? As humans,
Yes.
sometimes we don't want to walk in the darkness, right? So I always tell everybody getting a reading is like having a flashlight. You can just kind of peek at what's ahead and make your decisions in your life from that point forward.
I agree. I feel I find it very empowering.
It
So
is.
I agree. And I do see the orb. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's really telling. This is something we're going to start with something. I didn't think we were going to start with this until about 5 minutes ago. This before we got on the air. This just happened, although it's a few days later when everyone's listening to this. Somebody we've talked about this person before. Her name is Karen Huger, and she was born May 3rd, 1963. Now, before I get into anything that is going on with her, and there is quite a bit,
Oh.
let's just start with, you know, what do you what are you feeling about Karen Huger?
Okay, say her first name one more time, please.
So her first name is Karen and her last name is
Mhm.
Huger.
Aaron. Ooh, okay. So the first kind of emotion that I got, um, y- y- you know how when you're in a vehicle and you're not paying attention, then all of a sudden you look up and you realize you just went through a stop sign and you kind of get that pit in your stomach. That's what I'm getting with her. Um, like something is going on that she doesn't know how to handle. It came out of the blue, kind of scared her a little bit. Although I will tell you, looking forward, I actually feel like whatever's going on is going to help her wipe some kind of slate clean. Like she's going to be able to handle it, deal with it, and actually come out on the end of it better than she was at the beginning of it.
I literally have chills. Listen, it's not my goal here to get people that don't believe things to believe them, but this is not preordained, people. We don't know the topics and you don't know what's going on Bravo. Well, Karen actually pretty much did go through a stop sign and had crashed her car
Oh,
because she was
sorry, I'm
driving.
not laughing because she
No,
did
I
that.
that's I like literally have chills. So she crashed her car. I don't know if there was an actual stop sign, but I assume there was. And this all happened but a lot of other things you said are very resonate too. She crashed her car. This happened probably like 6 months ago, 5 months ago, 4 months ago. So it turns out that she's already had a trial and it was her fourth DUI. She's tried to tell everyone it was her second. It turns out it was her fourth. So she just got sentenced yesterday. The prosecution was asking for 6 months only,
Ooh,
and the
yeah,
judge gave her 2 years
two
sentence.
years.
So
I've
even
heard that.
more, right? So 2 years. So basically, yes. So she has 2 years sentence, and like when you say she's facing something she's not used to, that's what it is.
Well, and to be quite honest with you, as you were talking, I kept hearing that this, and I'm fixing to sound really psychic here, okay? Um, this was the universe's way of waking her up because I think if she wouldn't have gotten sentenced and she would have just got a slap on the wrist, it would have ended tragically for her later. So this was actually an intervention. So this is I mean, I hate that she's, got to serve or whatever, but you do the crime, you do the time. And I think that this is a good way to get her clean and sober and allow her to find herself again. So
And you see what? You see this as like you see this as if she wasn't sentenced, it would have been not a good
it,
ending.
it no, and I don't like to read um stuff like that. Like I choose to give the good, the bad, and the indifferent because I would expect that, and I do expect that when I get a reading. Um, and when I look at her, like if she would have, they would have just given her a slap on the wrist moving forward, the behavior and the issues behind the behavior would have continued, and it would have been tragic. She would have either hurt herself or hurt somebody else, and that stuff you can't take that back. You can't make it better, but this actually gives her a chance to make it better. And I actually feel like she's going to be able to spend a lot of time getting the help she needs. Like therapy is a big deal for her. She's got some deep rooted issues, one being um, feeling like she is a little bit invincible. But if this is her fourth, of course she's going to feel like that. Like if I went out and was drinking and driving, which I would not, but if I was and I got pulled over, my ass would be done. Um, your butt would be done. We would be done.
We would be
But
done.
we would be so done. But I think that this was an intervention. I think it was God, the universe, waking her up, giving her the
Yeah.
opportunity to be better.
Yeah, I don't think if she got, I mean, the first one, I don't know when it was, like 2008, but the judge said before the ink was dry on the first one, where she got a slap on the wrist, she actually got the second one like right away before all
Yeah.
the legal mess of the first one was
Uh,
even over. Did you, that tragic possible ending that you're feeling, was that like far off, or did you see that as like imminent, like something
that would be
very?
imminent. Because when I look at her, okay, so I'm going to talk about addiction for a second. When I see addiction, um, it's not a gradual staircase. It moves quickly. It's like an escalator. It just continues to go. I feel like she was at the end of it, so the only thing that she could have done was fall. And I think that her addictions stem from some deep-rooted, uh, well, there was some abuse somewhere, but there's some deep-rooted issues that she's not dealing with and hasn't dealt with. She drinks, and that's been her escape. Well, now she can't. So now she's going to have to deal with herself. I mean,